Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Screen star Tyrone Power in the syndicated political program, in fact, Freedom USA. This episode, simply entitled Nazi, was originally broadcast June 29th, 1952.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to hear the story of a United States Senator. You are going behind the scenes of political Washington, into the Senate chambers, the cloakrooms, the private offices, the meetings, secret and public. The locale, the background, are factual. Only the names and the stories are fictional. This is Freedom USA. Starring Tyrone Power as a Senator of the United States, and featuring the voice of America's distinguished news commentator and Washington authority, Edwin C. Hill. Freedom USA, the story of your government today. Now, we present Freedom USA, starring Tyrone Power as Senator Dean Edwards and featuring the voice of Edwin C. Hill.
This is Edwin C. Hill, ladies and gentlemen. For 3 days now, our nation's capital has been plagued by a persistent buzzing noise. The noise of rumor mongers at work. And good reason, too. This is the third day that the Senate Foreign Relations Committee has been closeted in secret executive session. For 3 days, the public and the press have been baffled by the strange assortment of witnesses called into the committee room. But this morning, Washington rumor mongers reached their peak of production. Senator Dean Edwards and the committee chairman, Senator Robbins, were seen escorting an unfamiliar, unknown, unidentified woman to the secret hearing.
Senator Edwards?
Yes, Mr. Chairman?
You may proceed with the questioning now.
Thank you. Mrs. Bruckner, do you know why you've been subpoenaed by this committee?
No, Senator, I do not.
We're worried, Mrs. Bruckner. Worried about reports of a rising Nazi or neo-Nazi movement in your homeland.
The Nazis again.
Yes, again. Now, you know, of course, that the Allied High Command has just appointed your husband to a high public office over there.
My ex-husband, Senator, please.
Your ex-husband?
Yes, sir. We have been separated for many years.
Quiet, please, quiet.
I didn't know that, Mrs. Bruckner. I thought your separation was just a matter of geography.
We parted very soon after our country fell to the rule of Hitler.
Well, did that have anything to do with the breakup of your marriage?
Everything. I learned then that my husband was a Nazi.
Please, gentlemen, we must have quiet. Gentlemen, order, please. Order. Everything Mrs. Bruckner can tell us is of vital concern to us, to the people in the American zone, and to our allies. Let's have no more interruptions. All right, Senator.
Mrs. Bruckner, you're still under oath, you know.
I know that, Senator.
Now, this committee has heard testimonies of the men who selected your ex-husband for that job. They had nothing but praise for Herman Bruckner's devotion to the cause of freedom.
They were not married to the man, Senator.
Is Herman Bruckner still a Nazi?
Yes.
But you've been separated from him for years. How do you know?
He has never stopped writing me, Senator. Since I left him and came to America, he has written much inspired prose about...
About what?
About the glories of the Nazi cause. How he's dedicating himself to the rebirth of the Führer. How one day Europe will again be returned to the master race.
He's actually written all this in letters to you?
Yes.
Are those letters available?
Yes, Senator. I will make them available to you.
is he?
Oh, Senator Robbins. Come on in.
3 terms in the Senate, and now this has to happen. Oh, my back.
Here, sit down.
Oh, thanks. It's better.
Well, Mr. Chairman, what's the next step?
X-rays.
What?
X-rays. The doc thinks it's sciatica, but he's not sure, so...
Oh, your back.
Well, it's killing me. Feels like my spine fell into the hands of the opposition party.
Well, I was talking about the Bruckner situation.
Oh, yes. Bruckner. I'll talk to you about that.
Did you read those letters?
Yes, I did. Herr Goebbels himself couldn't have done better.
I can't figure it out, Robbins. Bruckner's been endorsed by the entire Allied High Command. Approved by the FBI, the CIA, the State Department, everyone. He's a big man over there.
Yes, and we've helped to make him bigger. A symbol of the new democratic government, and he turns out to be a Nazi.
Now, this whole thing smells a little fishy to me. Where do we go from here?
See Bruckner.
In Europe?
No, I'll have to send a small subcommittee over to investigate. If a man like Bruckner can hide his swastika under our flag, he must have other Nazis helping him.
When do you leave?
Right away. I can use you on the committee, Dean.
Me? I don't know anything about that country.
But you know a lot about knowing. That's more important.
But I don't...
You better start packing. If you can't catch Nazis, you can help massage my back. Crystal chandeliers, oompa music.
And the new Nazi party.
Yeah. Oh, this damp weather doesn't help my back any here.
Excuse me. Is one of you gentlemen Senator Robbins?
Yes, I am, Sergeant. This is Senator Edwards.
Sergeant Willis reporting, sir. My patrol is to escort you and your party to Allied High Command headquarters.
Won't that jeep be too crowded with your men and us?
No, sir. The captain's coming in a staff car for you.
How come you MPs need so much company?
Well, it's that 4-power rule here, sir. An MP from each sector. French, British, Russian, and Pittsburgh, PA.
Is Pittsburgh, PA in command?
For now, I am. We rotate the command. Oh, they're waiting for you at Allied headquarters, sir.
Gentlemen, I realize that you don't particularly enjoy having your routine here at Allied headquarters interrupted by a group of nosy congressmen. But in this case, I'm afraid it's essential. Senator Edwards here has done most of the work, organizing our program of procedure and all, so I let him take the responsibility for those inconveniences. Dean?
I'll try to keep them at a minimum, Senator Robbins. Now, first of all, gentlemen, our subcommittee would like access to your personnel files. It's necessary that we check the files on all native-born persons who've been appointed to positions of authority here in the American zone. And also, simply because he now holds a position of such great responsibility, we'd like to talk to Herman Bruckner as soon as possible. If you would arrange an interview with Herr Bruckner for, say, tomorrow morning, we'd appreciate it very much. Morning, Robbins. Bruckner here yet?
No.
What's the matter? Your back bothering you again?
Yeah, it's killing me. That's not all. No, wait a minute. Senator Robbins speaking. What? Well, what do you mean you can't find him? He's got a home, hasn't he, Colonel? Well, then look someplace else. I don't care where you find him, Colonel. Just find him. Sciatica isn't bad enough. Now it's disappearing Nazis.
Bruckner?
Bruckner. Gone. Not at home. Not at his office. No one's seen him since yesterday.
Oh, great. Could this be a gentle admission of guilt?
Doesn't do us any good if we can't find him. Dean, keep after him, will you? I gotta lie down before this back of mine breaks in two.
Colonel, it doesn't make sense. How can a man as well known as Bruckner disappear into thin air? No, we'll talk to the others later. Bruckner's the man we want first. All right, then drop a net over this whole city. No, all 4 sectors. Notify all the MPs. The French, the British, the Russians, all of them. But we don't care who finds him, just find Bruckner.
What time is it, Dean?
A little after midnight. Here, look. Another affidavit testifying to Bruckner's good character.
It's about the 5th one so far.
And this, an account of his work as an underground leader fighting the Nazis.
I saw that. No word of his whereabouts yet.
No, nothing. Tired?
Oh, not too bad.
Sitting up this late won't help your back any. You'd better turn in.
All right, now I'm easily persuaded.
Okay, Senator. Good night.
You.
What?
The American senator. Where is he? Tell me, hurry.
Who are you?
There's no time. Tell me. You're an American senator.
Yes, I'm Senator Edwards.
Oh.
But what...
Senator, come with me quickly.
Come where? What's this all about?
Please, Senator, there is no time now.
But where do you want to go?
You want Herman Bruckner, yeah?
What do you know about Bruckner?
I know where he is right now, but hurry, please. Please, if I'm found here, you may never... Too late.
What's too late? What's wrong with you?
No matter. Open the door.
Come in.
You must excuse me, Senator.
Russian. Oh, it's the Russian.
This woman is under arrest.
What for? What's she done?
She has left the Russian sector illegally.
Illegal? Always illegal. Everything is illegal. Tell your dirty red commissar he is illegal, too.
My apologies, Senator. This woman...
Evidently, she came here to help us. She says
She has no pass. She has no identification. She has resisted arrest.
Now, just a minute. She claims she knows where Herman Bruckner is.
My orders, Senator.
Your orders are to find Bruckner if you can. The Russian military police were asked to help find him. This girl says she can...
All such information is to be submitted to Soviet headquarters.
Oh, that day will never come.
She is under arrest, Senator.
All right. But first give her a chance to prove that she...
If you wish to have her released, you'll have to work through her proper channels.
Channels, always channels. More delays. Before long, there will be no Herman Bruckner to find.
Look, if you have to take her in, take me, too.
Not without the proper credentials, Senator. You cannot cross the zone line without
It'll take hours to get. Okay. I'm your prisoner.
What?
Come on, arrest me. I'm resisting an officer. I'm interfering with this girl's arrest.
But...
Arrest me. Take me in. Well, what are you waiting for?
June 29th, 1952, Freedom USA on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station. Now more of Freedom USA, June 29th, 1952.
Now, back to Tyrone Power, starring as Senator Dean Edwards in Freedom, USA, and the second act of our story.
This is Edwin C. Hill, ladies and gentlemen. Here in Washington, the city still buzzes with rumors. Rumors inspired by the secret hearings of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and brought to a climax when a subcommittee was suddenly dispatched to Europe. The subcommittee, headed by Senator Robbins and Senator Dean Edwards, labeled its trip a routine inspection tour of American zones of occupation. But veteran newsmen here and abroad have other ideas. From the reports I've been able to piece together, the senator's overseas visit is anything but routine.
All right, you two. Out. Here, step lively, you.
Don't push me, you Russian.
Easy. Take it easy.
Now you, Senator Edwards.
What building is this?
Military Police Headquarters, Soviet Zone.
Yeah, the doghouse.
Now, Senator, if you'll just make yourself comfortable.
Where's the girl?
What?
The girl, where'd you take her?
She's well cared for.
Well, she could have been well cared for right here, too. Where is she?
I remind you, Senator Edwards, that you're a prisoner, too. You asked that I arrest you.
Right. And now I'm asking to see your commanding officer.
He is off duty.
Where?
At his quarters, asleep.
Wake him up.
It's hardly morning.
That's tough. Wake him up.
I resent your command, Senator. Remember,
Listen, Buster.
What?
You've got a gun and a club and a lot of authority right now. But none of them will do you a bit of good if anything happens to Bruckner or to me. Now get out of here. Get your commanding officer, and he and I will have a nice early breakfast together.
I will see that you are escorted to the American zone, Senator Edwards.
What about the girl? What's her name?
Leona Bruckner.
Bruckner?
She is the daughter of Herman Bruckner. She was living with relatives when the city was first occupied. The zone line separated her from her father.
I see. Then no wonder she was so concerned. You've got to let her go.
Why?
Why? So we can find Herman Bruckner, that's why.
That, Senator, is your concern, not ours.
Oh, I get it.
Hmm?
You wouldn't be hiding him, would you? It'd be a great propaganda move for you if...
No. We have no use for him. As I say, Bruckner is your problem, not ours.
And the girl? What about her?
She is our problem, not yours.
All right. She's your problem. And I'm going to see to it that you have plenty of help in solving it.
Gene!
Hi, Robbins.
Oh, where in the world have you been?
I'll tell you later.
You look like something that backed out of a cocoon.
I did. Robbins, is that foreign minister's meeting still going on?
In Paris?
Yeah.
As far as I know, it is. Why?
Come on.
Oh, where?
You can help me send a wire. And this specific incident of interference by the Russian military police seems to be a deliberate attempt to obstruct justice and delay the attainment of cooperation and mutual understanding among the four powers. Since the Foreign Ministers' Conference is dedicated to the cause of peace and understanding, I feel this matter should be called to your immediate attention. I hope it will be acted upon quickly.
Any news about the girl yet, Dean?
Nothing, Robbins, not a word.
This blasted back of mine. If it hadn't acted up, I could have been there to help you a little.
How?
Well, I don't know.
It's pretty obvious what the Russians are doing. They know this Bruckner incident is damaging American prestige. If they can keep us from solving the problem by holding the girl, well...
Yeah. How long is it since you sent the wire? 2 days?
2 days, 4 hours, and 35 minutes.
Come in.
Senator Edwards?
Yeah? Well, my old Russian ally.
My commanding officer, the chief of Soviet military police, has instructed me to inform you that Miss Leona Bruckner is to be placed in your protective custody.
What?
For a period of 8 hours, after which she is to be returned to the military police headquarters in the Soviet zone.
Well, Dean, a wire brought action, all right.
Orders from our foreign minister.
Where's the girl?
She waits in the jeep.
Come on, Robbins, let's go.
I'll get my coat.
Senator Edwards, the Bruckner girl has requested that you and she go to find her father alone.
Alone? Why?
She says it is safer that way.
Safer for whom?
For her father.
Why?
Who knows?
I don't like it, Dean. Maybe we'd better let our MP...
No. That would just scare Bruckner into a deeper hiding place.
Now, see here, Dean. If you want to play private eye, I'll buy you a trench coat and a slouch hat. But at the moment, you're a senator. You weren't sent here to poke around in back alleys.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Robbins. But if we start getting tangled up in red tape and all that official hocus-pocus, we'll be here forever. I'd just as soon get this mess out of the way in a hurry. I'll see you later.
Yeah, but Dean, what if...
What?
Oh, nothing. Just be careful, son. Be careful.
June 29th, 1952, Freedom USA here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these important messages from your favorite radio station. Just going to take a minute here to tell you about the big savings going on now, the clearance sale at MyPillow.com. And you know, I've talked about how in my office I have a pair of my slippers, and they're really comfortable, and they're on clearance right now. The MyPillow.com slippers, $25 a pair, limit 10. And I would buy 3 or 4 more pairs. Unfortunately, they're out of my size. They also have sheets, pillowcases, clothing items, all on special right now. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the clearance tab at the top of the page, use my promo code Wyatt, or call 1-800-928-4715. Limited sizes remaining in the MyPillow slippers, limited colors on other items. MyPillow.com, clearance tab, promo code Wyatt, 1-800-928-4715. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of Freedom USA starring Tyrone Power, June 29th, 1952.
I'm grateful for your help, Senator.
I wouldn't call it help. This freedom of yours is only temporary.
But my father, you are helping him. Here, this way.
In there?
Yes, not very imposing nor comfortable, but it's well hidden. That brings some form of comfort. Please, upstairs.
After you.
I cannot promise that my father is still here, Senator.
What?
It has been almost 3 full days. Much can happen.
Now, just a minute. You told me that...
I cannot promise, Senator. I can only hope. My father hides here in the Russian zone because his enemies are least likely to look for him in this sector. And so much can happen. Here, wait. Come in, Senator, come in.
Leona? Who is there? Leona!
It's all right, Father. Come in, Senator. Shut the door. The Senator wants to help you, Father.
Why? What can an American do?
What are you hiding from, Bruckner?
The future, Senator. I am afraid.
Of the future?
Yes. I spent so many years fighting the Nazis, the master race. I thought they were defeated, but now...
Now we have a new breed of Nazi, Senator. Young ones, with the old rottenness. They work underground with treachery, terror.
It took so long to beat them. I cannot go through the same fight again. Not again.
Mm-hmm.
You look skeptical, Senator.
I am. Bruckner, we have evidence that you're one of the Nazi leaders.
Don't joke, Senator.
I'm not joking. We have the letters you wrote your wife.
What letters?
The letters that describe your dedication to Hitler.
I have not written a letter to my wife since she left this country.
I can show you the letters, Bruckner.
Then show them. Show them. I would like to see them. I left my wife because she was married to the image of the Führer, not to me.
You do not believe us, Senator, do you?
Come on.
Where?
With me to Allied headquarters.
No. I thought you would help us. I brought you here.
Now listen. You two have lived under a tyrant's heel too long. You've forgotten how freedom works. A free government protects its people, Bruckner. A tyranny protects itself from the people. There's a big difference in that. Now, get on your feet, Bruckner, and let's go.
No, let him alone.
Okay? If you like it better here, fine. We don't want you half as much as the new Nazi party does.
Wait.
Yes?
I want to go with you.
Bruckner, thank you very much. As chairman of this committee, I'd like to go on record as saying that your courage in facing the new Nazi menace will be instrumental in stamping out the evil before it takes hold. The names you've named, the information you've given us, are invaluable to the cause of free governments everywhere.
Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Senator Edwards.
I'd like to suggest to the committee that Herr Bruckner be granted personal protection until the Allied High Command has acted upon the information he's given us. Another thing, Mr. Chairman. The information we've found concerning Herr Bruckner's former wife, I suggest that it be placed into the hands of the Attorney General immediately for action.
That's practically done already, Senator.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Herr Bruckner?
If you please, gentlemen, I have one important request. Important to me, at least. My daughter, gentlemen. Is it possible to arrange for her to live with me in the American sector?
Herr Bruckner, Senator Dean Edwards is in the process of arranging that. All right, let's recess for lunch. The subcommittee will reassemble here at 2 p.m.
Robbins, wait a minute.
Huh? Oh, hi, Dean.
What's all this about me arranging for the girl to be transferred to the American zone? I didn't have
No, but I got started on it while you were chasing down back alleys in the Russian sector.
Oh, but why credit me with...
Why not? I'm old, you're young, she's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. But we're due back in Washington. We'll be there by the time the transfer goes through.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Well, son, I tried. You gotta admit it was a noble thought for an old man like me.
June 29th, 1952, Freedom USA on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, a wartime episode of Lum and Abner. This episode goes back to June 29th, 1944, and is courtesy of our friend Ted at RadioMemories.com.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog is Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Fine Ridge. Well, Lum thought he had a plan that would induce Grandpappy Spears to go in on Mr. Webster's health resort project. But once again, Lum's ideas on psychology failed to work out, and now Grandpap is more determined than ever to keep his spring out of any promotion scheme. As we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store and library discussing this problem. With
Law me, I can't think of no other way to get Grandpap to change his mind, Lum.
Well, study hard.
Well, you know Grandpap, Lum. He's got his head set, and when it's set, it is S-A-T set. He's just bound and determined that Mr. Webster ain't going to develop that spring on his place. That's all there are to it.
Well, it's sort of up to us to change Grandpap's mind, though. Especially after what happened yesterday.
Yeah, well, what did happen yesterday?
Well, you know, you was here.
Yeah, I was here.
After Mr. Webster talked him into it, your papa talked him out of it again.
Well, Papa was just doing what you told him to do, Lum. It was your idea, not his'n.
Yeah, but it never worked out like I figured it would.
Well, I told you not to use none of that psychology stuff on him.
Well, psychology was all right. Only trouble was neither your papa nor Grandpap knows what psychology's all about. That's where I made my mistake.
Yeah, well, I tried to tell you if you... wait a minute. There comes Cedric. Maybe he's got some idea how to change Grandpap's mind.
Oh, I doubt that. Cedric ain't exactly been knowed as a feller for ideas of no kind.
Well, he might have one, Lum. Always reckon what that little black box is he's carrying with him there.
Black box?
Yeah. Oh, I see. It's just his Kodak. Huh. Must be going out Kodaking.
I reckon where you got the films first.
No telling.
Them things are hard to get now.
Yeah, well, maybe he's just trying to get some. I know we ain't got none here at the store.
Wonderful world.
Yeah, howdy, Cedric. Come in.
Hello, Mr. Abner. Howdy, Mr. Lum.
Hello, Cedric. Cedric, why don't you quit saying wonderful world? I'm getting tired of hearing that.
Why, it's all right, Lum.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to say it.
No, that's all right, Cedric. Don't let Lum tease you about that. That's a good altitude to have. Everything's wonderful. The world's fine. It's nice.
What I thought.
Why, sure. You just keep saying it if you want to. Don't pay no attention to Lum.
I'm tired of hearing it. Still say it.
You been out Kodaking today, Cedric?
Well, no, Mom.
You haven't? What you carrying your Kodak for, then?
Yes, Mom.
Well, I was wondering what you was doing with that little black Kodak there, carrying it around.
Couldn't see where you was looking.
Well, if you're looking for films, I can tell you right now, we ain't got none in stock, Cedric.
You might try down at the drugstore. Ed Beckley generally has quite a few on hand. Leastways, he used to.
Yeah.
I got the last one he had down there, though. Fact is, I got it in the Camry right now.
Well, you're all fixed up then, Cedric.
Yes, Mom. Only trouble is, though, I think I've ruined most of them already.
Ruined them?
Yes, Mom. See, I was trying to get a picture of myself, and I fixed up a long string on that little clicker thing, and...
Where, Cedric?
Right there. That thing right there.
Uh-huh.
I set the Camry on a fence post, and then I'd get around in front of it and smile.
Well, you smile, huh?
Yes, Mom, I smiled pretty.
Well, and then what?
Well, then I'd pull the string while I was grinning.
I see. Taking your own pictures that way, huh? I doggy, that was pretty smart thinking, Cedric.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
See there, Lum, I told you Cedric had ideas.
Oh, I sure do. Only trouble is, though, every time I pulled the string, I yanked the camera clean off from the fence post.
Oh.
I might have got my shoes in a couple of the pictures, but that's about all.
Yeah, it's a lucky thing you had your good shoes on, Cedric. Be ashamed to waste films on them old tennis shoes you generally wear.
Wait a minute. You mean you ruined a whole roll of film that away?
No, Mom. There's still one picture left in it. But I want you fellers to take it for me.
Yeah, I believe that's a better idea, Cedric. No use in ruining that good film there in your last picture there particular.
No, Mom.
I know what we can do. Lum, you take the picture, and I'll get in it, too. Cedric can sit down there in that chair, and I'll put my hand on his shoulder, you know.
Well, I'd sort of rather you wouldn't be in it, Mr. Abner. I like you all right. I like you good, but I'd rather you wouldn't be in the picture.
Well, I don't know what's the matter with me. I Kodak good, Cedric.
Yes, Mom, but this is for something special. It's sort of romantics, I think.
Romantics?
Yes, Mom. See, I want to give it to Clarabelle so she can take it to war with her.
Oh, well, take it to war?
Yes, Mom. Clarabelle's joining the army.
Well...
Going in the wax.
For the land sakes alive. Do you hear that, Lum? Clarabelle Seastrunk is joining the wax.
Yeah, I know. I've done heard about it. Proud to hear it, too.
Oh, that is fine.
She's doing a good thing there.
Yes, she is.
I understand there's a big need for them girls in the army now.
Yeah, I've heard that, too. I sure have.
Yeah, but I wish she wouldn't go.
Huh?
I'm just going to miss her something wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just sit here at home and think back about them wonderful times her and Gomer and sometimes me had.
Sometimes you?
Yes, Mom. Them were the times I liked the best, the times I got to go along with them.
Yeah, I reckon you will miss all that, Cedric. But don't forget, this is a war.
Yeah, and Clarabelle's just the kind of a girl they want in the wax. She's about the right age, and she ain't working in no essentials industry.
Yeah, she's smart, too. And look pretty as a speckled pup in one of them fancy uniforms he'll wear.
Oh, yeah. On top of that, she's doing a good patriotics deed.
Why, sure.
I know if I was a young girl, I'd do the same thing.
I would, too. I'd rush right down and enlist. I can just see myself now, marching down the street in my coat with the gold buttons on it, my little skirt just a-flapping in the... wait a minute, I don't wear skirts, so...
Of course you don't, silly.
What's the matter with me?
Well, you fellas going to take this picture of me or not?
Why, sure.
Stand there and talk about the wax all day.
No, we'll take it. I forgot about that. Got a picture of myself in that uniform.
I got to get it taken in a hurry because Clarabelle's leaving in a day or so.
Yeah, well, we'll take it right now.
Got to get it developed.
Yeah, let's see now.
I think that's what they call it.
Where'd be a good place for you to stand, Cedric?
Why don't you just stand right in front of that sign there, Cedric?
Which one?
The one telling about our special summer sale.
Yeah, that's a good idea. help advertise the sale.
Why, sure.
Yeah, stand right there, Cedric, right by that sign.
About right here, you mean?
Yeah, that'll be fine. All right, smile good now. Look pretty, Cedric.
Wait a minute. Could you stoop down a little, Cedric? Your head's covering up part of the sign there.
Oh, yes, Mom. Is this better now?
Just a minute. Let me look through the Kodak here. No, a little more, Cedric. A little more. Down a little lower. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Can you see the whole sign in there now, Abner?
Yeah, I can see the whole thing now. Good. Wait a minute. Where's Cedric? Cedric!
I'm down here. Here I am.
Oh, no.
I'll get my shoes in it again, I see.
I looking through the Kodak here. I thought you'd walked out on me. Well, raise up a little bit, Cedric. We want to get you in this, too, if we can.
Yes, Mom. How's this?
Well, I'd turn around and face this direction if I was you, Cedric.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the matter with me, anyway?
Yeah, now I can see you. Wait a minute, though. I believe I got a better idea.
Well, just take the picture and tell me your ID some other time, Mr. Abner. My back's killing me all bent over this way.
Yeah, I just happened to think of something, though, Cedric. If this here picture's going to somebody in the Army, why, then it must be one of them, what do you call them things? Them, pinned-up pictures?
Mom.
Them things are all the rage now. All the soldiers has got pinned-up pictures.
It ain't pinned-up pictures, Abner. It's pin-up pictures.
Well, whatever it is. Cedric's one of them now. He's the pin-up boy of Pine Ridge.
Well, good for me, boy.
You know, what you really ought to do, Cedric, is get your swimsuit on.
Swimsuit?
Get your bath jacket.
Well, I ain't going swimming. I'm just going to have my picture took.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, Cedric. We're going to take your picture in your swimsuit. That's the way all them pin-up pictures are took, I think.
Well, I don't think mine would do very good, though. The moths ate most of it away.
Oh, they did, huh? Doggos, that's too bad. Wait a minute. You can wear a Lum swimsuit. That ought to fit you.
Reckon it would?
Why, sure. It'd be sort of comical, too, Cedric.
Comical? What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing, Lum.
What's so comical about my swimsuit?
I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Well, it's all right, I reckon. If you like it, why, suits me all right. Just a little ragged around the knees is all.
It is not ragged.
It is, darn it. One leg of it's unraveled clean up to the third or fourth stripe long.
I had that fixed. And the shoulders darn, too. It's as good as the day I sent away for it.
Well, why don't we run over and get it then?
Never mind, Mr. Abner. I just as lief not wear it.
Huh?
Well, why not? What's the matter with it?
Well, I don't know. Just something about it. You tell him, Mr. Abner.
Well, it's, well, maybe you're right, Cedric.
Yes, Mom. I'd rather be Kodak just like I am, I think.
Yeah, I don't much blame you. Well, let's go ahead and take it. Get ready now. Smile, Cedric. Look pretty.
Yes, Mom.
Let's see now. Let me look down through here. That's our time. Hold steady now, Cedric. Here we go. Doggos, wait a minute. How do you work this thing?
Here. Just push down on her. Let's see. Never seen one just like this before.
Yeah, I know it ain't this thing here. I could have done tried that. Cedric, how do you work this thing here?
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, sure. We don't want to ruin your last picture here.
See here, you just take it like this, and you look down through this little glass thing till you see what you're taking a picture of, and then you get it focused right.
Focused?
Yes, Mom.
Huh?
You stand over there, Mr. Abner, so as I can tell if I got it focused right.
Yeah, sure. You want to make this a good one, Cedric.
That's right, Mr. Abner. Now, see here, Mr. Lum, you look right down in there, and then you click this little thing right here, like this, see? That's all there are to it.
Well, that sounds easy. Now, here, give me the Kodak, Cedric. Now, take
Wait a minute, Cedric. You idiot. You've done taken the picture. And Abner's in it instead of you.
Huh?
Mom? Uh-oh. Does that mean I got to give Clarabelle a picture of Mr. Abner?
Oh, my goodness alive. Don't tell Elizabeth.
Tell her what?
Well, don't you see? I'm the new pin-up boy for the wax.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Lum and Abner from June 29th, 1944, 79 years ago, here on this Thursday. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Contact Ted at radiomemories.com. He supplies radio programs on cassette, CD, or flash drive for your computer. That's radiomemories.com.
This is Groucho Marx. A few days ago, I was talking with the Director of Civil Defense, and he told me some things that I feel everyone should know. That's why I'm speaking to you now. Did you know, for example, that your chances of surviving an atom bomb attack are excellent? It's true, but there's a big if. You must do everything possible now to help yourself and your family. Nobody else will help you. Listen, because this is important. Keep a complete first aid kit handy. Keep a closed container of drinking water in your refrigerator, enough for 3 days. Be sure you have a good fire extinguisher. Take a look around your house right now and pick out the safest spot, away from windows and doors. Make sure that every member of your family understands he is to rush to that safe spot when there's danger. I'm convinced that these precautions are necessary right now, and I hope I can convince you. They're important to your family, yourself, and your community.
This is Debbie Reynolds. If you've been wondering what you can do to fight communism personally from your own home, there is something you can do. Support Radio Free Europe, the station built and financed by the contributions of the American public to the crusade for freedom. Radio Free Europe is one Cold War operation the communists fear and attack constantly. Support Radio Free Europe. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
And we have reached at our penultimate episode of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite station. Our Friday shows will be our last shows for a very, very long time, if ever again. Anyway, that's and we thank you for tuning in today. Please thank this radio station, support their advertisers. It is because of them that we have been able to be on here for 8 years with Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station. Now, we hope you will thank them and, of course, as always, support their advertisers. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream, for more information. That is at classicradio.stream. And we thank you for joining us here for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox right here on your favorite radio station.